Hello, everybody. This is the island of Patmos. My name is John Camaratos. I'm an agent here, and we take care of the tourists that come onto the island. Patmos is an island in the northeast of the Aegean, and it's the furthest northernmost island of the Dodecanese Islands. It's on close to the coastline of Turkey, and it is an island around 32 square kilometers. It's a family-oriented island, so we have a lot. Our um, guests that come here are usually staying in small family-run hotels and apartments, and we have a few um, villas which they like, or tourist homes which they like staying in. We do the way that guests do come here, as you can see on the page here, is they usually come by ferry boat, and they fly into Kos or Samos, or they come in from Athens. We do have ferry boats running every day from the neighboring islands. From Samos roads and Kos, there are flights, um, and then there's connections with the ferry boats to Patmos during the course of the day. From the mainland Greece, there is a ferry boat nearly every afternoon, and you arrive around midnight. Um, uh, the Patmos is one of the islands which is one of the highlights in the area here. It has the monastery and the cave where it's very well known in the Christian world. We have the cave where Saint John wrote the Revelation, the last book of the New Testament, and we have the monastery, which is the castle on top of the hill. And this is was built in the name of Saint John, where he came in 98 A.D. to Patmos. Um, Patmos, the old town surrounding the monastery, is also a World Heritage Site, and it's UNESCO protected. So Patmos in itself has been been taken care of in the past years. It's not over commercialized. It does. If those that know Patmos know it still hasn't changed over the past 20 years, and the council and the local community do basically try to keep it in such a way where we are still very how would you say hmm? Very traditional. Sorry, I'm going from Greek to English. The this, Patmos is also in the center of a group of islands, which is Archi and Lipsos and Leros, and we do have boats. There's every day boats going out to these islands, and you can do day trips, and it's very beautiful in this area because you would think you were in the Caribbean. The islands are very unique in their way, and very beautiful waters, and the distance is only about an hour away from Patmos. The 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 as Patmos is also very cosmopolitan. We also have a lot of private boats going out to these beaches, and people are able to book private trips out there and go out with their families and stay there for the day and have a light lunch at the small restaurants surrounding Patmos and these little islands. The Patmos itself has very beautiful beaches on it in itself, and you access them by car or by. There's a lot of walk paths and footpaths leading to the beaches where um, there's no access by car or motorbike, so they're very pristine and unique and very clean, which is the most important thing. That all our beaches are very clean. As much as the island itself, it's very clean. The council itself tries to maintain a clean island, and we're very famous for that. As far as the hotels and the accommodations are concerned around the island, which concerns a lot of people, the hotels are, as I said, very are family run. They're very small. We do not have these oversized hotels where we have the mainstream flight groups coming in, and the family run, they don't exceed around 50 beds each. We do have a five-star hotel, and which is around 70 beds. We have a three-star hotel which accommodates around 150 guests, and and but and then we come to apartments, and there's a lot of apartments. As I said, all of these are family run, so they're very high quality and very well kept, and people do enjoy staying here and having their own, self catering, going to the supermarket and buying their own thing, and just having it as a family. As you can see, we do have a lot of beds on the island. We have 3,000 beds approximately. We and the For the upmarket, basically, we have a lot of villas, and those villas are located around the monastery, on top of the hill, in this World Heritage Site, and they can accommodate from basically two people up until um, 10 guests in one house, and they all are have their maintenance done by local residents, and they and basically. There is a lot of quality there, and obviously it's the high season. August is our peak season, so if anybody wants to get a villa, they need to book very much in advance for those from the month of August and or the end of July until the beginning of September, because it's not very easy to find these rooms available if you try to book them last minute. Um, the type of people which we have here on Patmos is they're mostly families and couples which are like the peace, because we don't have the big discotheques and the bars. I think they're all very small and unique in their own way, and we have a lot of people which I mean, it's a very common thing that everybody gathers in the evening and goes to the old town in Hora where the monastery is, and they sit and have their drink in the squares. And the truth is that everybody says, "Well, we'll see you again tomorrow night," because everything is so contained and there's not many places to go to. So it's very quaint, and people do enjoy that, and you get to meet a lot of people when you're staying here on Patmos. Um, in, as far as Patmos is concerned, it's over the years it's been. We also do have um, the way that people do find out about Patmos is usually through obviously travel agents, and we have a lot of cruise ships coming through, which stay for a couple of hours. So people that do go on a cruise ship actually get a cross section of what there is to see on Patmos, and once they've done that, they actually decide to book privately to come here on a different date and stay for a longer period of time. It either it clicks or it doesn't click with Patmos people. There are people that have been coming here. Do have a lot of repeaters here because they doing it's like in the Aegean secret. Patmos is a place where the friends don't tell other friends because they want it for themselves. So we uh, by me here presenting the island, it also is against tradition because people uh, find that Patmos is a special place, and we do want to keep it special just during the time that the season is on. Um, Apart from the, as I said, Patmos does, apart from the accommodations and so on, we do have a lot of tours here, so people are very active, and there's a lot of walking. There's a lot of hiking that can be done here, and there's not much transportation as far as public transportation is concerned. And you either rent a car or a little moped, or you rent a boat and you can get around to the beaches by boat. If you the smaller boats, you don't need licenses and so on, so you can actually, just hire a small boat and go and have your own little beach. Patmos is composed of a lot of little bays, so there's little bays which can accommodate 100 people, and there's also bays which can accommodate only four, five, six people. So you can have your own exclusive beach. Um, I don't know if the highlights. As I said, the highlights of the monastery and the cave is the real draw for people to come here. It is a religious island. We do have 365 churches and four monasteries here. So if you are very religious in your own way, there's a lot of churches to see, and I mean, the monastery, the cave, as I said, there's highlights, and people do find it very interesting when they do come here. And there's a lot of history behind this because, as I said, the monastery was built in 1088, so the island was occupied from that time on, and we do have a lot of history behind it. As the monastery, and the houses which are rented up around the monastery are all owned by former captains, sea captains, and they made these big mansions, and because they also had big families, and so that's why now that they're being used for to accommodate tourists, it's they're very elegant and big and very roomy for a family who would like to stay here for a couple of weeks during the summer season. Um, I think I've covered basically most of the history of the island. As I said, it's only 46 square kilometers. Everything is very quaint and small. The restaurants are very good here, and there's always a restaurant on each of the beaches, which we have where there's beach beds and umbrellas for those who are very sensitive to the sun, and we try to and if information is necessary, you would need to either contact the council or any travel agency which is available. I mean, there's not many. There's a couple of agencies, and they will be able to inform you of all the connections, and you just set a date, and that's they'll be able to give you all the information which is necessary for you to get here. I think that's about it as far as my presentation is concerned. If you have any questions, you can always. I'll need to read a few of these chats, and I'll. Is there any questions? Um, yes, I do see. Kane, we do. There are two or three beaches with water sports. There there's very good fish restaurants here, and very and they're also located on these beaches. We do have there's a couple of beaches which have for skiing and canoeing and any other water sports which you might want. They're very organized and certified as well, which is also very important because they have to be very, they're very professional here. Um, right. Well, as far as mobility is concerned, most of the hotels are do take help out in the sense that people with wheelchairs has easy access to the restaurants and to the hotels. Not all hotels have easy access, but we do have many, and we are conscientious of that. So even the roads here are very easy and very accessible by wheelchair. And even where the monastery is, you can get to the and you can get to them quite easily. Let's put it that way. We know that because we have the cruise ships, and we do have a lot of people which are in wheelchairs, and they do the tours, for example, here because they do have this ability to get to the places in their wheelchairs. Um, can visitors go get married in Patmos in churches? Actually, that's a good question. The as we have 365 churches, people do come here in advance and check out what there is, and they do request to get married here. It is possible. We do have a lot of these requests, and we do have a lot of people that do get married here. They usually contact myself, and we send them what paperwork needs to be done, or when they come here, they select which place, which we also show them which churches are available for weddings, and they can and it doesn't take very long. It's quite easy to arrange, and I have to be honest, it's not very expensive here to get married in comparison to some neighboring islands which are very famous. So as far as that is concerned, you can just you need about a month's notice or a month in advance to be able to prepare so that you can get married here. Are there any other major international events? Yeah, we do. In as far as events are concerned, they're all of religious aspect. We do have in September a let me a music festival, and they bring in different orchestras and groups from mainland Greece, and they play Byzantine music, and that happens in September. We do have also religious festivals, like on the 15th of August. There are beach, as far as the cosmopolitan side is concerned, we do have beach parties on all the major beaches during the 15th of August, and it runs through the night, and it's very beautiful and very. Uh, People do come here for that usually every summer. Um, and we also, as far as the cruise lines are concerned, because they're asking me which cruise lines visit Patmos. Well, there's a lot of, as far as the English market is concerned, I would say the Seabourn operates, and they do. There's Star, Seabourn, Star Clipper ships come in, and then there's the 3 and 4 day cruise which runs from Piraeus, which is Celestial Lines, and they and then we have now recently Norwegian Cruise Line has been doing a 1 week from turnaround from Piraeus, and they visit us once a week here, and with a combination they do both Turkey and Patmos in 1 day, and they will be running all through until November. And we do have cruise ships coming in until the middle of November. This one. As far as the people that want to get married in a Greek Orthodox church, uh, obviously, obviously it's easier if you're Greek Orthodox. If you're not and you're Christian, they do allow us to bring in other priests of other religions, and we just need to get the permissions to do that. And yeah, it's I I don't think that you can get married inside the church, but usually during the summertime, everybody gets married just outside in the courtyard, so that everybody can see. Thank you. One more thing. Let me see. Is it easy to island hop from Patmos to which islands? Island hopping from Patmos is very easy. Where, as I said, we're in the East Aegean, so we're in the group of the Dodecanese Islands, and there are ferry boats running to all the other islands on an everyday basis. So there's no real difficulty. Once you're here, you can go anywhere at any time, and there's usually in the morning, in the afternoon, and also in the evening. Yeah. I hope everybody understood what I said. And if you need anything, you can just send us a line, and we'll take good care of you. I have people here that answer you immediately. Thank you very much.